Hey, welcome. Today we are digging into something that, well, it affects every single one of us: the wild connection between what's on our plate and what's going on in our heads. We're about to see how our modern food world is, quite literally, reshaping our brains. So, have you ever done this? You open a bag of chips, and suddenly the whole thing is gone. Or you crave something sweet, even though you just finished a huge meal and you're totally full. The big question is, why? Why are some foods just so hard to say no to? Well, the answer, it turns out, has almost nothing to do with a lack of willpower. It's all about a specific type of food that has, over the last 70 or so years, completely taken over our diets. We're talking about ultra-processed foods, or UPFs for short. And look, these aren't just your regular packaged foods. The official definition calls them industrial formulations. And that's a really important phrase. These are products engineered with stuff you would never find in your kitchen. Additives to make them last forever and cost less to make, all designed for one purpose: to be absolutely irresistible. Think less kitchen, more lab. And just how common are they? Get this. In developed nations like the US, Canada, and the UK, these UPFs now make up more than half of all the calories we eat. That is a staggering number. It just shows you how central this stuff has become to our daily lives. Now, this takeover didn't happen overnight. It kind of started with the TV dinner back in the 50s, this new symbol of convenience. Then, boom, the microwave oven comes along and just supercharges the whole trend. By the 80s, people started to get a little worried, but it wasn't until 2009 that we even had a proper name for this stuff: ultra-processed foods. And that classification was a total game changer, because it finally let scientists study these things as their own group and figure out their unique impact on us. Okay, so that's the history, but that's only half the story. The real issue is what these foods are doing to our brains. As you're about to see, that feeling of not being able to stop, that's not a personal failing. It's a feature, not a bug. So our bodies have two systems for eating, right? There's homeostatic hunger. That's basically your body's fuel gauge telling you when you need energy. But then there's hedonic hunger. That's all about pleasure and reward. And UPFs, they are engineered to hijack that hedonic system. They're so rewarding that the brain's pleasure center can just scream over the signals that are trying to tell you you're full. And if you take one thing away from this, let it be this: when you crave these foods, it is not a failure of willpower. Researchers are convinced it's a powerful dopamine signal. Yep, the exact same chemical involved in addiction that is actively changing your brain chemistry to make you eat more. It's biological. And I mean, when you look at the symptoms, it becomes crystal clear. See if any of these sounds familiar. Craving foods when you're not even hungry. Eating way more than you plan to. Feeling guilty but then doing it again anyway. Trying to quit and failing. Maybe even hiding what you eat from other people. It's the classic pattern you see in addiction. Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, and it's biological. But here's the good news. Once you understand the mechanism, once you see what's happening, you can start to make a conscious choice to break that cycle. And this quote, I think it just perfectly sums up the goal. This isn't about restriction. It's about making choices that nourish you. It's about clearing out all that noise to fuel the person you actually want to be. So, one of the most powerful first steps you can take is to just get real with yourself. Make a list. What are the pros of quitting this stuff? More energy, feeling better every day, maybe living longer. And then list the cons. What are you actually afraid of? Missing ice cream with the family? Not having cookies at the holidays? Seeing it all written down like this can make the decision incredibly clear. Right. So once you've made that decision, you're gonna need a plan. Because getting over this isn't about some dramatic overnight change. It's all about taking small, deliberate steps toward a new way of eating. And the plan can be super simple. First, just identify your personal trigger foods, the ones you just can't say no to. Second, think about what healthy, delicious foods you actually can eat instead. And third, pick a date. Put it on the calendar. This makes it a real commitment, not just some vague wish. A fantastic way to put this plan into action is to try a challenge. Just commit to 30 days. No chips, no candy, no fast food. It can be an amazing way to just reset everything, your taste buds, your habits, and to really feel how much better your body operates with all that stuff. And honestly, this is the best part. This whole journey isn't about deprivation. It's about discovering this huge world of vibrant, delicious, real food that actually fuels you. You're not giving anything up. You're just upgrading. So instead of some processed meal in a box, imagine something like this beautiful broiled salmon, fresh and packed with flavor.
Or how about a rich, satisfying roasted squash salad with crunchy walnuts and pomegranate seeds? I mean, the textures, the flavors, it's incredible. Or you could make an amazing homemade Thai curry just packed with spices and fresh ingredients.
Even something simple like a tuna sandwich can be amazing with fresh olives and herbs. The point is, real food is anything but boring. It's the foundation for a life where you feel better, you think clearer, and you just perform better. So, why does all this matter so much? Because the stakes are incredibly high, and they last a lifetime. The science is really clear on this. The risk starts before we're even born, with a mother's diet affecting fetal brain development. It continues through our teen years, which is a critical time for the brain, and then right into adulthood, where a diet high in UPFs is linked to cognitive decline and even a higher risk of dementia. So at the end of the day, the food we eat literally becomes the building blocks for our brains. Every single meal is a choice. We really are what we eat. And the question that leaves us with is a really powerful one. With every choice you make, what kind of brain are you deciding to build?